Welcome to Bible Stories Network, where we share events from the Bible daily. Today, we journey into the profound wisdom of Ecclesiastes, a book often attributed to the teacher, the son of King David, who ruled in Jerusalem. It is a meditation on the meaning of life and our pursuit of purpose under the heavens. Let's explore these timeless truths together. Everything is meaningless, says the teacher, completely meaningless. What do people gain from all their labor under the sun? Generations come and generations go, but the earth remains the same. The sun rises, sets, and hastens back to rise again. The wind blows south, then north, swirling endlessly in its circuits. Rivers flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full. Everything is wearisome beyond words. No matter how much we see, we are never satisfied. No matter how much we hear, we are not content. History repeats itself. What has been will be again. What has been done will be done again. There is nothing truly new under the sun. People may claim, here is something new, but it has already existed in ages past. We do not remember those who came before, and in generations to come, those who follow us will not remember us. The teacher, having been king over Israel in Jerusalem, devoted himself to understanding all that is done under heaven. He observed that God has given humanity a heavy burden to bear. Everything is a chasing after the wind. What is crooked cannot be straightened, and what is lacking cannot be counted. Despite achieving unparalleled wisdom, the teacher found that with great wisdom comes great sorrow, and increasing knowledge leads to increasing grief. So the teacher sought meaning in pleasure. He said, "Let's enjoy ourselves," but laughter proved to be folly, and pleasure meaningless. He tried wine, building projects, and planting vineyards. He made gardens and parks, filled with every kind of tree. He built reservoirs to water groves of flourishing trees. He amassed slaves, herds, and flocks, more than anyone before him in Jerusalem. He gathered silver and gold, treasures of kings and provinces. He surrounded himself with singers and concubines, indulging in every delight of the heart. Yet after all these accomplishments, he found it all meaningless, like chasing the wind. Nothing was truly worthwhile. Wisdom, folly, and madness were compared, and while wisdom is better than folly, as light is better than darkness, both the wise and the foolish share the same fate: death. This realization led the teacher to hate life and despair over his labor. All that is gained must be left to someone who may not value or preserve it. This too is meaningless. Amid this despair, the teacher recognized that it is good to find enjoyment in work, food, and drink, for these are gifts from God. Only through Him can we find satisfaction and joy. God gives wisdom, knowledge, and happiness to those who please Him, but to sinners, He assigns the task of gathering wealth to be handed over to those who please Him. This too is a chasing after the wind. For everything, there is a season and a time for every activity under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. God has made everything beautiful in its time. He has set eternity in the human heart. Yet we cannot fathom what He has done from beginning to end. The teacher concluded that there is nothing better than to be happy and do good while we live. Eating, drinking, and finding satisfaction in work are gifts from God. The teacher observed that injustice and wickedness exist where justice and righteousness should prevail. Yet he trusted that God will judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time for every matter. People and animals share the same breath. Both return to dust. This led him to conclude that there is nothing better than to enjoy our work, for this is our lot. The teacher saw the oppression under the sun, the tears of the oppressed, with no one to comfort them. He concluded that the dead are better off than the living, but better still are those who have not yet been born to see the evil done under the sun. He also noticed that much of human toil stems from envy of others. This too is meaningless. Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either falls, the other can help them up. Pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. The teacher warned against mindless offerings to God. He said, "Guard your steps when you go to the house of God. Go near to listen rather than to offer the sacrifice of fools." He emphasized keeping vows made to God and avoiding rash words. Those who love money will never be satisfied. Wealth, instead of bringing fulfillment, often brings sleepless nights and anxiety. The teacher noted that we all leave this world as we came, with nothing. Therefore, it is good to eat, drink, and find satisfaction in our toil during the few days of life God gives us. God's gifts are to be enjoyed, yet the teacher observed the futility of riches without the capacity to enjoy them. He said it is better to have contentment and peace than endless striving. He reflected on life's unpredictability. The race is not always to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, nor does food come to the wise or wealth to the brilliant. Time and chance happen to all. Like fish caught in a net or birds trapped in a snare, people are caught by sudden calamity. The teacher described the quiet strength of wisdom. A poor man's wisdom saved a city under siege, yet no one remembered him. Still, wisdom is better than strength. He lamented, however, that a little folly outweighs wisdom and honor. The teacher reflected further on the fleeting nature of life and how God's plans span beyond human understanding. He emphasized that humanity's pursuit of understanding must ultimately lead to humility. As he neared the end of his reflections, the teacher reminded us to honor our Creator in the days of our youth before trouble comes. Life is fleeting, like the snapping of a silver cord or the breaking of a golden bowl. Dust returns to the ground, and the spirit returns to God who gave it. The teacher spoke with deep compassion about humanity's struggles, recognizing that much of our pain stems from a longing for control in a world governed by divine sovereignty. He encouraged embracing simplicity and trusting in God's timing. Recognizing that toil and striving often leave us restless, the teacher highlighted the profound joy that comes when we rest in God's provision. He also delved into relationships, highlighting their importance in navigating life's trials. Two are better than one, he said, emphasizing companionship's role in providing support and strength. Whether in friendship, family, or marriage, human connection is a gift that enriches our journey. The teacher's thoughts culminate in a powerful call to fear God and keep His commandments. Fear here signifies awe and reverence, a recognition of God's ultimate authority and wisdom. In a world where so much feels fleeting and uncertain, this foundation remains steadfast. Meaningless, says the teacher. Everything is meaningless. Yet in his final words he offered hope and direction. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the duty of all mankind. For God will bring every deed into judgment, including every hidden thing, whether it is good or evil. Thank you for joining us today on Bible Stories Network. Remember, every day we delve into the depths of Scripture to find wisdom and truth for our lives. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. May God bless you abundantly.